Good afternoon, Jeunesse family, and welcome to session 5 of Regional Convention in your lounge room. I think you can all see by now who our special guest is today. I'd like to welcome to our Facebook Live, Dr. Amzallag, Director of Product Sciences. Thank you so much for being with us today, William.
Thank you very much.
Now, William today is going to take us through the YES system with a little bit of a focus on our reserve products. So over to you, William.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And welcome to all our distributors from Australia. Unfortunately, we cannot be physically there. You know why? But it's okay. We can meet. We can do it through the internet, through this wonderful connection. So my name is William Amzallag and I am Generation Young. I'm going to talk with you about longevity. Longevity, a new science today, which is very, very promising. You know that probably one of your children could live until the age of 142. And that's what science is telling us. So in Jeunesse, we decided that 142 will be the target that we want to reach for all our distributors. It's a long journey, but I will explain you why and how we can do that. And before going to the product, I just want to go to basic science regarding aging. You know, why are we aging? You know, until recently, we thought that aging was a direct result of birthday, accumulating birthday, what we call chronological age. But we were wrong. We were wrong. Aging is there inside our cells, inside our nucleus, inside our DNA. Unfortunately, our DNA is attacked every day. Not one time, not two times, not 10 times, but 500,000 times a day. It's attacked by outside and by inside. Outside is our environment, infection, UV, coronavirus, poor nutrition, pollution, electromagnetic pollution, heavy metals, smoking, stress, and sedentary lifestyle. But it's also attacked from inside. And the major cause of DNA damage is oxidation, you know, free radicals. When I just want to tell you about 10 seconds about oxidation. Oxidation is when an atom is losing one electron. It becomes crazy. We call it, it becomes a free radical. And then antioxidant is a molecule or an atom which is ready to give back one electron to the other. And by doing that, is going to be ejected and going to die, but he's here for that. Then the most important in life is to have a balance between oxidation and antioxidation. The second cause of DNA damage is inflammation. Inflammation is something normal, like oxidation is something normal. But too much inflammation is very, very aggressive for our DNA. And that's what happens all the time. We have too much silent inflammation in our body. And the third thing, which is very important, is when we have too much sugar. When we have too much sugar, we call it glycation. The protein are frozen by the sugar. The sugar will trap the protein. Now, this is the first cause of aging, DNA damage. But even if we can fix that, we have a second problem, which is telomere shortening. Telomere are this yellow cap that you can see here, which are protecting our DNA, protecting our chromosome. What happened is at each cellular division, and there's millions of cellular division every day, this telomere, this cap is shortening, shortening, and shortening, which is no problem when it's only shortening. The problem is when you have no more cap. And when there's no more cap, the cells and the DNA is not protected anymore. And then the cells we cannot longer divide and finally die. And what happened is when the cell die, we call it cellular senescence. This cells is sending to the surrounding cells aggressive molecule, like all the cytokines which are going to these cells and are damaging the other cells. And this is what we see here. The cells are aging, fixing, and go normally to apoptosis, which is death cells program. The point is that cells are dying every day, which is normal. The problem is when we have too much cells dying, too much senescent cells. When the ratio is 50-50, until 50-50 is okay. After 50-50, then damages are visible. When I say visible, it will be premature aging or chronic diseases. Now, we have a third reason to age is our pool of stem cells, which are shrinking. Now, we will have many reasons after that to talk about stem cells, which are maybe the most important things in our life. Stem cells are cells which are capable, which are virgin cells, but they can become whatever we want. And there really is also something very important, which we call growth factors. Now, it's very important to have our stem cells intact in all our body because they are ready to help us when it's necessary. Unfortunately, those stem cells have also DNA, they have also telomeres, and they can be aggressed and they can die too. So the most important is to keep our stem cells intact. So aging, 3 reasons. And I'm telling you that because I have a reason to tell you that. 3 reasons: DNA damage, telomere shortening, and stem cells pool, which is shrinking. That's the major 3 reasons of aging. All scientists agree with that. Let's go back now to genetics. Each time that I introduce myself, I said, my name is William Amzallag, and I am Generation Young. Why I'm telling you that? Because sometimes it seems arrogant that a man of 78 years old is telling you that. Well, I'm telling you that because I am not the only one. There is many people which are sharing in genetics the same philosophy. Generation Young. What means Generation Young? Generation Young is a new way of life, a new vision of aging based on solid scientific evidence. I'm not going to go through all this scientific evidence today, it's boring, but I'm going to simplify things. Here is how I explain them, is that regardless of our age, there is 3 things that we want on top of all the progress of science. The first thing is that we want to look young as long as possible, as long as possible. We want to think young as long as possible. Thinking young means keeping our memory intact, keeping out of Alzheimer's diseases. And we want to communicate with the other as long as possible, to love young, to be able to talk, to feel things with the others. This is Generation Young. Now, this is a philosophy which has to be converted to action. And that's what we do in genetics. We did action, we create a concept called the YES concept. the use enhancement system, which is basically helping DNA to be repaired, which makes sense. Look, what happened normally, cells divide all the time. When the cells divide, DNA also duplicates. And if DNA is damaged, what happens is that codes which are carried by the genes which are inside the DNA are missing. All these codes are very important to manufacture proteins, and we are proteins. We need approximately 200,000 different proteins every day, and we need the codes to manufacture that. And if there is missing codes, what will happen? We cannot manufacture some very important protein. If we cannot do that, we will have premature aging or chronic diseases. Fortunately, we have a fantastic DNA maintenance service which will repair immediately what happened in the DNA. So why do we need genetics? Well, it happened that after the age of 40, maintenance is not as fast as it was before. So there is some waiting list, but unfortunately, DNA cannot wait. If it's damaged, the photocopy will be bad. This is why we need to help the DNA maintenance service to be as fast as possible. This is why we create an entire line of products which can help DNA repair. And that makes sense, all that. And today we are going to see one of them. One of them may be the most important of them, which is called reserve. Reserve is a combination of what we call here in Europe exotic fruits, which are not so exotic because we all have them in our country. So we have 9 different extracts of fruit, which all have basically one first target, is they are strong antioxidants. By being strong antioxidant, they behave as DNA repair. They contribute to repairing of DNA. But one of the ingredients have a special target. One of the ingredients may improve by itself longevity. Do you know that if we eat less, we can live longer? If we eat less in terms of calorie, if we eat 40% less, we may live 30% longer. And this is a scientific fact which have been proven by Harvard University, David Sinclair. Now, why? Why eating less? I remember my mother was telling me all the time, son, eat, eat, eat. But today we are telling people don't eat too much, don't eat too much, eat less. Well, why this difference of point of view? Let me explain you. We have 25,000 genes in each DNA. They are supposed to work all the time, full time, but we find it's not true. Only 5% of our genes are working full time. All the other genes are on a waiting list, means they are sleeping until there is a demand. Let's say, for instance, to manufacture protein for the heart, then we will need 5 other percent and so on and so on. But there are some genes which are sleeping all our life, will never be activated. We call them the survival genes. They will sleep all the time unless we are in danger. And starving is a danger. So when you are eating less, 40%, what happens is that genes, those survival genes, will suddenly wake up. And when they wake up, they act like Zorro. They produce some enzymes, some protein called the sirtuin enzymes, which act as bodyguard around the DNA. They will protect the DNA against any fraying, any damages. And that's good news because they're going to the 60 trillion cells and trying to protect them. So the point is that starving is not practical. Starving all your life eating 40% less of what you want to eat is not, is not practical. So scientists try to find out that if in nature they will find something which mimic calorie restriction without being starving. And they find that in nature. They find out first time in a red wine. There is a family in the red wine called the polyphenol chemicals. And without inside those big family of polyphenols, there is one special called resveratrol. Resveratrol is extracted from the skin of the red grape and have the ability to activate sirtuin genes. So this is fantastic. You are eating or you are drinking resveratrol, and then sirtuin genes start to be activated without having to starve every day. And that is a very good news. When sirtuin are activated, the entire system of your body is activated. Means reproduction, metabolism, neuroprotection, cardioprotection, improved life quality, everything. You become Superman and Superwoman, of course. So that has been proven. Resveratrol is part of reserve. And by the way, this is why we call it reserve, because of resveratrol, and we have enough quantity to produce, to activate sirtuin genes. So what are consequently the health benefit of the resveratrol and all the products reserved? The first thing is mainly, and this is normal, is increasing endurance, because you are giving more energy to the body, because you activate bodyguards, which give more energy to fight against enemies. You see, endurance at all levels. It's increased energy availability in the muscles. It will also improve muscular strength. It will also reduce muscular fatigue. It will increase mitochondrial energy. Now, mitochondria is this special power battery that we have inside every cell. And this battery has the ability to convert the calorie that you are receiving into available energy in the body called ATP. So this is very important for the energy. If you facilitated the conversion of food energy to acceptable energy for the body, you become almost Superman. So also it will improve muscular coordination, which is very important for old people who lost that and can break the hips because they lose their muscular coordination. Also, it will improve focus and memory. It will improve fat regulation by increasing energy spending. It will also improve inflammation, really improve inflammation. Who can take it? Everybody in the family, including your pets, if you have the resources to give reserve to your pets. How much you can take? 1 to 3 sachets per day. One is the normal consumption every day at any time in the day, knowing that this is inside the gel. The gel is here to increase digestibility of the product, but also there is 4 grams of sugar that is sweet. It's a sweet test. Well, it's up to you to take it at any moment. Diabetic can take it, taking in consideration just that taking 4 grams of sugar, which is almost nothing. You can take 2, you can take 3 at this time of the year today, considering our dangerous environment all over the world. You can take 3. It may help you to resist to any contamination. Reserve is one part of our fight against aging. The second one is to find a product to reduce telomere shortening. It's called Finity. And the third one is to help you to mobilize the stem cells. So DNA damage, reserve, telomere shortening, Finity, increasing mobilization of stem cells, Revetable. I will not go further today because my mission was to talk about reserve, and I will go to conclusion. My conclusion is that you can do all that, but if you really want to improve the efficiency of the product, you have to do also to improve your lifestyle. You have to have good nutrition, you have to exercise every day, and you have to learn how to manage your stress. You see, what we want is that you make a choice. You, Jeunesse distributor, make a healthy choice. We want you to be aware of health being the first priority of life. No matter what, health has to be your first priority if you want to help yourself and if you want to help others. So be a healthy hero. Show to everybody that you care about healthy lifestyle, and you will see you will have a coherent group, loyalty about your group, because you are really what they need for. You know, we know that our life is running too fast. Can we delay aging? Yes, we can. We can do that with our product and by improving our lifestyle. My name is William Amzallag, and I am Generation No. Thank you very much, Rach.
Thank you so much, William, and thank you for being with us this afternoon. It is always an absolute pleasure having you with us. I hope you all enjoyed session 5 of Regional Convention to Your Lounge Room, and stay tuned for session 6 coming next week. Night, guys.
Bye-bye.